Yo, yo, yo. Apprentices. Your apprentices, acolytes, coming into the Dark Temple. Visited by Mara Jade, Luke Skywalker, and Kyle Katarn, and so many other Force sensitives like yourself. I'm Lord Dagovere fam. Can you all hear me today? I don't know if you can actually hear me. I feel like the audio on the microphone is being really weird. Can you guys hear me? Is it sound muffled? It kind of looks a little weird. When I'm watching the gauge on OBS, it looks a little whack. How you guys doing today, apprentices and acolytes? So good to see you coming into the Dark Temple. We got our stream going. Yo, Flynn, it's so good to see you. So good. Yo, Razor, Bugsy, let's go, fam. Apprentices and acolytes. Let's go. Yeah, man, I got this. I got one of the books. Audio's great. Glad to be here. Oh, thank you so much. It's great that you are able to be here. Being here is awesome, and I'm glad that you're able to be great. Yeah, man, it's been pretty interesting last couple weeks, I want to say, with content in general. But I haven't been paying too much attention to like Star Wars content creators in general, especially the last couple weeks. I know everybody's like kind of like going crazy right now about the Andor trailer. There is no Andor trailer. I'm actually really surprised that there wasn't an Andor trailer for the Super Bowl. I was like, man, I was expecting to see something, even like a sizzle reel or something, but there was nothing. And I thought that was really interesting. But I guess because of the industry, you know, we've just been, I don't know, I guess there's so much money to lose in the industry that they're afraid to market. Yeah. Yeah, new angle, yes, yeah. Definitely. Yeah, man. Also, I've been doing this like new thing with my with my hair. And usually it gets pretty wild, more wild than it looks right now. But I actually like the way it's looking. It's slowly progressing into something that I want to look. But I always have to maintain it. I never really understood how to do those things. I never really knew how to do those things. So as I get older, I start to realize that, you know, your body isn't just going to be beautiful forever, so you have to maintain it as best as you can. But yeah, I'm trying to get there. So yeah, I got this like floof back here, which, you know, I need to maintain. I've always had, but yeah, man, we getting there. Yo, Rubber Soldier fam, so good to see you. Let's freaking go. Yo, can I get a ready up in the chat with the apprentices and acolytes, my guys? Yo, so good to see you. Yeah, I've had so many different questions. I don't know if you guys have been seeing a lot of the podcasts recently. If you guys have been listening to the podcast, but I would greatly appreciate any feedback that you can give me. So if you're doing any of that, listening to the podcast, the content, the shorts that we have just about every single weekday, please come in the Discord. Let me know. I would love to see or hear what you guys would do differently, what you guys want to see done differently. So. Yo, Noah fam, so good to see you. Welcome. Ready up, my guy. Let's go. Ready up. But yeah, I've really been enjoying the podcast. I mean, they're extremely difficult to edit. Like, they take so long. Like, I have to start them on, like, Wednesday and Tuesday, and then slowly edit them throughout the week. It's pretty tough. It's a lot of research. I don't know if it's necessarily, like it's really hard to gauge with how much editing that I've been doing with the podcast in general. Just seeing it you know, but YouTube, it's getting like 200, 100 plus views, which is really good. You know, Spotify is really hard. I don't really necessarily look at those analytics, but I'm trying to figure out so many different ways where I can promote the stream for the community, because it just seems like the shorts that I create, the videos that I create, they get thousands of views, but nobody knows that we have a Discord. Nobody knows that we stream. Nobody knows that there's a podcast. A lot of times too, the videos aren't repopulated on their For You page. So there's a lot of like issues on my part where I'm trying to figure out just like how to show everybody that this is happening. And it's actually very challenging to figure out to do it correctly, because you don't just want to shove this stuff in people's face, you know, hey, join my stream, hey, join my Discord, you know, hey, woo wee, you know. I made the channel to talk Star Wars, so I'm hoping that organically people will just find these things over time. But I do want to bring people over to the watch parties and the streams and the podcast at least, so they can just see everything, you know, and enjoy. Plus, there's so many cool people that come to the streams, and I feel like we all kind of like enjoy each other really well, even though we all like so many different things. So yeah, man, it's really fun. I really wish that a lot of you guys were around when I was in high school and stuff, talking about Star Wars when no one wanted to talk about Star Wars. So it's really interesting to see how this is all developed, and I want to keep growing. Yo, Salmonus Prime coming into the Dark Temple, ready up. So good to see you, fam. Let's freaking go. Yo, I'm so ready for Andor Season 2 streaming. I will be right here. Yeah, I know. I can't wait. It's I'm actually really excited because I've actually rewatched it like 3 or 4 times. It's been really good watching it. I still think the first 3 episodes are very slow. The first episode is like, I don't think the first episode is good. Not that I don't think it's bad. It's just like, if that was just one episode, you know, that you're gonna start me off. Because if you remember how Andor was released, it was 3 episodes all in one. So that overarching arc was just right there, and they needed that. Because I feel like there's no way to watch Andor with just 1 episode. I don't know if the second season's going to be like that too. I think that's what they're going to go. I think like every 3 episodes is supposed to be the entire story, then they skip a couple of years until they get to the Rogue One era. But I'm really excited, man. I actually really hope that they lock up Tony Gilroy and keep him writing Star Wars. I feel like good writers are very hard to come by. They're directors and writers. It's just so hard to find that, especially for Star Wars. You know, why not keep this person that's been working for so long? It's the same thing with like Jon Favreau too, where Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni work. They know the system. You know, keep them. We need these people. Yeah, Tony gets it. Absolutely. And that's the thing too, is like Tony gets it in the most difficult way, I feel like, with Andor, because Andor doesn't have the Force. Andor doesn't have lightsabers. So you know how hard it is for you to like watch Star Wars, or, you know, create a Star Wars show where people aren't going to be interested, and you're literally leaving out the most important Star Wars things, which is lightsabers and the Force. So, and that show is great. And someone was talking about how you could literally put that show in any sci-fi franchise and it'll be amazing and you want to watch it. I totally agree. You know, but it just makes it so much more impressive that it could still be such a fantastic show in Star Wars. Star Wars is hard to do, so lock them up. Make sure they're writing all the stories. I would just throw money at them, and I would not allow them to leave. I would say, hey, no, you're Star Wars now. That's it. You're done. You're mine now. Yeah, man. Yes, Samuel Price says, since when do Star Wars characters have power levels? Give me Dragon Ball Z vibes. Yes, exactly. So, how many of you guys so press 1 inside the chat if you've actually listened to the podcast this week about power levels. Would love to talk about it in some regard, some summarization at least. I know Bugsy did. Bugsy's really been liking the podcast. He's been helping me out and giving me a lot of like feedback. Power levels was the idea just because we see a lot of that in like the Versus series. I don't know if you guys know a YouTube character that was the name of Evan Nova, and he is fantastic. Like the way that he does these videos, in-depth analysis of these characters that you really like. 3 hours long, such a very long video. And I remember back in like 2011, a lot of those videos were like 30 minutes, 40 minutes. So he was doing like video essays before anybody was doing video essays. But it was just the way that he brought the attention, which is very inspirational to me and influencing how I do content with like cites, sources. This, this book on page this is exactly what they said, and I really like that type of logic and explanation in Star Wars because so many people just theorize, and a lot of times the facts get watered down. So that's why I'm so big on like sources and researching where this is coming from. George Lucas said this, and I quote, that type of deal. And so power levels have been always something that have been on my mind when Star Wars because, yeah, Dragon Ball Z is so influential. Bugsy knows, Bugsy, my boy. He knows about Dragon Ball Z. Actually, Bugsy is also a really good content creator, so if you want to look at anime stuff and Dragon Ball Z and occasional Star Wars, definitely check out Bugsy. Bugsy's that dude. But Dragon Ball Z, I feel like, has influenced people to give the power level stuff, apply power level stuff, death battles, Goku versus Superman, Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker, all these type of things, Vitiate versus the Emperor. It's really interesting when you kind of like use that because yes, there is power levels in Star Wars, especially with midi-chlorians, So I had that idea, and I also just wanted to debunk a lot of stuff that people had been talking about, and just really kind of show why I feel this way. I use the facts, of course, to what I feel, but I'm also showcasing the facts in the podcast, citing the sources, the exact books they come from, the video game, exact quotes, so people can also make their own interpretation of what they have. And I think that's the best part, is like I take this fact, I may think it means the person is like extremely overpowered, but then someone could be like, oh no, they're actually really weak. Yeah, you got this wrong. And I think that's where the fun part is with the podcast, is everybody can discuss, and we're all talking about the facts, no exaggeration. Reza says, during the shorts, maybe you could put some text over the backgrounds you see, something short like join the Discord or stream over. Yeah. And so if you when you watch the shorts, I always talk about, have you come with questions, ask, and I will answer. And then I also show the analytic with the subscriber thing that says 99% of the people that watch these videos are not subscribed. And I want to do that. Reza, you actually are really pretty familiar with the way I do things in terms of content, because you know me the longest. So, I'm always like, Inside the Dark Temple, ready up, unlock the knowledge. And I've been trying to think of a way where I can say that in a natural way where people can understand, oh, this is so-and-so's video because I heard him say, enter inside the Discord with the apprentices and acolytes and join the stream every Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, ready up, whatever. Whatever it's going to be. So I've always tried to figure out a way to do that naturally. And there's enough time. I think it's like 3 minutes on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Instagram Reels where it can happen now, where I can do that. It's just about trying to figure out the correct way without it sounding annoying. Yo, Trent, so good to see you. Yo, everybody, welcome Trent with a Ready Up. Let's go. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. I listened to it. It was really good. Thank you, Reza. Yeah, any feedback whatsoever? Because I know you had some really good feedback too. You actually enhanced the podcast a lot with your ideas, with the breaks and the transitions and making it a different sound every single time. That was really smart. And so now every time I do a source where I talk about on page so-and-so of the new Jedi versus Essential Guide to the Force, and then I have I have something, or I also do chapters now, which is really cool, which I've really liked, and I got the inspiration just from listening to audiobooks and things like that. It's really fun. Like, it's really interesting to see how good the podcast can be when I edit it. So I see the vision is there. It's just about what more can I do? What more can I do to really enter this whole personality and domain or identity that the podcast can have, So yeah, it's trying to do that. I do worry, though, that sometimes I may run out of topics, and I don't know how long consistently I can do the podcast. Like, every single week there's a new topic to research. But I think that will also allow me to do things where, like, maybe there isn't anything to talk about, or I'm just, like, tired, and maybe I just want to talk about and/or opening, or maybe we'll talk about a complete review of all the canon stuff that came out, all the comics and books or something. I would like to do that as well, but I really want to earn that with the people that listen through the community and stuff, so I just can't just like, this guy's just doing whatever he wants. F this guy, Razor says you do a great job with the unlock the knowledge inside the Dark Temple. Yes, I know. Yes, I'm really dramatic. I'm really silly when it comes to those things, but I like it too because when I say or when I type inside the Discord and I say "ready up," and stuff like that, people will hear me say that, and I think that's really good. So I can keep doing that in some way where people are going to remember that, whether it's unlock the knowledge or whatever else. That's why I love the ask and I will answer, because that's exactly what Treya says in Knights of the Old Republic 2, and that's awesome. That's pretty sick. Bugsy says, when you keep growing up as a creator, people are going to recognize you based on Ready Up and Inside the Dark Temple, visited by Mara Jade, Luke Skywalker, and Kyle Katarn, and so many of the Force sensitives like yourself. So funny enough is like the Dark Temple. So you guys know where we have the opening. So this is the Dark Temple. This is from Star Wars: The Old Republic, the MMO that I used to play all the time. And the reason why I love that temple so much is because the temple means everything to me. The temple was kind of like my friend when I was playing the video game, and this was during a time where I was a waiter. Life was really bad. Very terrible time in my life, which actually transitioned into the second most terrible time in my life. But the temple was really fun because I would come home after working an entire week of like 12-hour shifts. I think it was like 3 12-hour shifts straight, and it was that Friday night. I would get home at like maybe 12 in the morning, and then I would play Star Wars: The Old Republic, and I would go to Dromund Kaas, I would go to the Imperial Fleet. So in a sense, I was kind of already representing the Dark Temple. So when I say, visited by Mara Jade, Luke Skywalker, and Kyle Katarn, it's actually a bunch of lore that is true. I'm not just like saying it to say it. It's actual legitimate that, Mara Jade and Kyle Katarn were there, but Kyle Katarn actually fell to the dark side inside the Dark Temple, which is really cool. Mara Jade had to save him. The Dark Temple and Dromund Kaas in general, it's just a really cool planet. It's a lot of stuff. And I think what's also pretty amazing is that I was there, in the game. So it's almost as if, like, through the character Lord Dagovere that I play as, that I created, right? That's the person that also visited this before those characters existed. So it's, in a sense, the channel, the lore, things like that. It's like we are all living in this holocron of knowledge, and the channel represents that. The Dark Temple represents that. So it's always like, there's value there. It's a cool foundation. It's just, I don't know if it's as cool as I think it is, Bugsy says, only OGs are going to know the lore behind Lord Yeah, we'll get there, man. One day, who knows, 20,000 subscribers or something, I really want 10. We're so close to 10, man. 10 is like such a huge goal that I want. It's gonna be so cool when we get it, man. But I'm gonna I may get it, I don't know, I may screenshot it and get it plaqued because it's so silly, but it means a lot to me, especially for YouTube, man. It's gonna be crazy. Yeah. Hayden says, I agree with Ray's and Bugsy. Your branding is very strong. Thank you so much. And I don't think it's possible to run out of topics for Star Wars. No, it's definitely not. It's just the stuff that I want to research, especially with these. There's always new books. There's always new material that you can find, especially with all these channels that a lot of people have done in the last couple of years, all the big channels. There's a lot of stuff that I feel like a lot of people go over the fluff. But the next podcast that I want to do hyperspace. You guys talked about hyperspace a lot, and I think it'd be really good just to bring everyone up to speed on the, how it started. I feel like is a good thing, because you guys know where it is in Star Wars when you watch the movies, but how was hyperspace a thing? Are there other things like hyperspace? What's the most terrible thing that happens in hyperspace? Is hyperspace dangerous? Things like that, I think would be really cool. And there's the obvious things that you already know, but there's also some really scary things and really interesting stuff that I feel like people don't necessarily know about hyperspace. So that would be pretty cool to see if I can get a 40-minute episode of hyperspace, which would be really cool. I think we can do that. I think that'll be really fun. I love all phrases you say. Thank you so much, man. I just really appreciate you guys here. I really envision, I don't know if you guys have ever really experienced passion and love for a certain type of thing, but you could never actually express that and enjoy that with anybody else. I feel like a lot of people kind of do that. There's always something that you really, really love, and you want to, maybe it's Dragon Ball Z, maybe it's Pokemon, maybe it's this one video game RPG that no one's ever heard of. For me, Armored Core was a big game, but even some of the more popular things like Halo, where I just didn't have anyone to talk about it with. You know, Halo was so interesting to me that I played the video games, and the game was so fun. I wanted more of the story, so I ended up reading, and I never read. I didn't even really know how to read, so it's just like kind of like that. So when I see you guys in chat and commenting the videos and stuff like that, it's really fun to see how far this this guy that's talking right now has come to think that he was just a weird person. I still am a weird person, but I felt like I was the only weird person. So now I feel like I'm finding other awesome people too that make me feel awesome that I can talk with about Star Wars. So the games are a great way. Yes, Kyle Jones, thanks so much for being here. Yo, everybody, welcome Kyle with a ready up. Yeah, the games are great. Games are a fantastic gateway, especially when you don't really know like who you are and what you're trying to do. I feel like Halo was a really great opportunity for me to go online, which was also really crazy because I was working a job at like 14, 15 years old. And all the money that I spent was literally just like trying to get an Xbox console because I wasn't allowed to play video games. So I wanted to try this. I was able to see someone play Halo for like 10 minutes, and I was literally addicted. And by the time I was able to play a video game, Halo 2 had come out, and so I started playing that. Bought an Xbox for myself. Got a I think it was a debit card or something, and I used that to pay the Xbox Live back then. Which was really crazy. So I was able to play online, experience Halo 2, experience online matchmaking. Very fun, and it made me feel like there was a whole new world, no pun intended, that there was just out there for people who didn't know where they were to figure out what they wanted to do with life and find their passion. So I feel like that kind of was like a really big thing for Star Wars as well, because if I knew that the expanded universe existed for Star Wars, I probably would have done the same thing. And while I was reading Halo books, I probably would have read books like Darth Bane and everything else that had been out at the time. Yeah, it was just, I feel like there was so much that I caught up with in my 20s. So, but yeah, man, pretty crazy stuff. Leon, let's go. Leon, let's go. Ready up. How you doing, fam? So good to see you. So yeah, fam, if any of you guys have listened to the podcast, please let me know what you think about it. Anything in general. We talked about Exar Kun. We talked about Nightfall Vader. I don't know if you guys had seen inside the Discord, but someone had literally joined in just about talking about characters and Star Wars and wanted to talk about Nightfall Vader, who a lot of people believe is like the most overpowered character in Star Wars. It's like this part of Anakin could never be beaten. And I took a lot of the sources and I kind of put my idea that Nightfall Vader isn't necessarily isn't as remarkable as people say, because when he's around, or when people claim that he exists, he's not seen on screen, and when he is seen on screen, he loses to Obi-Wan Kenobi. So it was one of those. That's essentially what I wanted to do with the Power Level podcast, was bring these ideas that people had of these certain characters, which ones were correct, which ones may not be as correct, which ones we should talk about more. That's why I wanted to talk about Exar Kun, because I think Exar Kun is not a character that is talked about enough. He's literally been aura farming since the moment he was put into the Tales of the Jedi comics. I didn't talk about Vitiate. I did talk about Nihilus though, and I think a lot of people wouldn't like how I viewed Nihilus, especially with the creator Chris Avallone, who was also the writer in Knights of the Old Republic, and how he viewed Nihilus, especially which humbles a lot of people. It truly does. When you think a character is like overpowered, and then the writer, the creator of him, says, actually no, he's much weaker than this other guy that is weaker than this other guy, who's actually weaker than this other guy, you know. So it puts Nihilus into an area or a dimension of power that is very, very unflattering. It's not impressive at all. It just goes to show you how, I don't know, I guess you could say lucky Nihilus is as a person to even acquire the power that he did, because he didn't create it himself. He didn't acquire it through training or anything like that. He was, he was an accident, a freak of nature, and he couldn't even control his power. Bugsy says, forget that the people in the 501st and the first element of surprise was a huge part of the Operation Nightfall being successful. Yes. And I think that's the other thing, too, is like, I talked in the podcast, I had mentioned that if Nightfall Vader does exist, the only real character that he's killed is ahch-to and Syndralic. But Syndralic is a great Jedi, but Syndralic is not Yoda or Obi-Wan Kenobi or even Mace Windu on that level, you know? And then the other person is ahch-to, who is a fantastic Jedi, But Shakti's death has been rewritten and retconned so many times, and even if that was a kill, he killed her in surprise. So it wasn't like they went toe-to-toe and fought in Dragon Ball Z, you know, style or anything like that. So it's not something that I can acknowledge, I feel like. It's just something that I feel like a lot of people over-exaggerate. They want this instance to be a thing, but even if it is, it doesn't make sense because Anakin is destroyed in that form that they're claiming that he has. Razor says, having a channel lore for lore is so cool in my opinion. I've watched lots of VTubers with stories with their characters. They don't necessarily act that way, but it can add lots of fun interactions and helps with branding. Yes. I think VTubers have a lot to do. There's so much potential, especially when you create your own character. I wouldn't necessarily do that myself anymore. I'm long past the days of wearing masks on camera. But I understand why people do it, especially when they feel like they can inspire others to find their own identity or help them find their own identity, which I think is a really powerful thing, you know, especially when you don't know who you want to be as a person, you know, just a person, you know, like, I don't know if I want to be strong or assertive or whatever, you know, these things are good, which is why so many people, I think, look at characters and they have favorite characters, which I think help them figure out what their strengths or what strengths that they want to have. So I think that's pretty awesome that they do that. But when it comes to writing and imagination and, yeah, making your own story for those characters, that's a really fun part. And I think a lot of people can even want to, you know, be a part of that, participate, whether it's through your community or, yeah, also, you know, being excited about what anime character you're going to be. Leon says, I definitely felt like he's way more powerful than the movie showed. Well, yeah. You know, I'm an Anakin Skywalker fan, and it's so funny because when I make videos about Anakin, I critique Anakin very, very realistically. And I think a lot of people online don't like that, which is why a lot of times when I'll call out Anakin Skywalker for doing what he did, you know, they'll always say like, yeah, well, the Jedi failed him, and, you know, and Padme, and then the Jedi, and then Palpatine. And I'm like, yeah, bro, you're right, but Anakin also shares guilt. And I feel like a lot of Anakin Skywalker fans, including myself, we build up Anakin from his potential alone. But the potential is not reality. The reality is he got his ass kicked a lot of the prequels. He doesn't really shine. You know, I think the only time he really shines is when he's fighting Count Dooku. And even when I talk about him killing Count Dooku, everyone was always so quick to defend Count Dooku, saying like, oh, you know, he wasn't actually trying his hardest. You know, well, he was trying. He was trying hard. It doesn't matter. He took the L, bro. Scoreboard says he got an L. In fact, he got an L so hard he got his head chopped off. So, you know, it doesn't matter if it was too late or what, bro. I think that's why the novelization is really good too, because it makes you, there's a sense of understanding that, where is it? Oh, I have it. There's a sense of understanding that Count Dooku was not expecting Anakin to be as strong as he was. But the person that surprised him the most was Obi-Wan Kenobi. Because, you know, he just absolutely rocks Obi-Wan Kenobi in Attack of the Clones. And then Count Dooku realizes he has to fight both of them at the same time. And in the middle of, like, him trying to figure out how to get past Kenobi, he's like, okay, bro, I need to stop this. And I have to neutralize Obi-Wan Kenobi immediately because I can't handle Anakin Skywalker as well. But Anakin is the chosen one. So it's hard not to imagine him in his full potential. I think that's the sad thing too, is like, I think that's a lot of us love Revenge of the Sith. How many of you inside this chat love Revenge of the Sith? Are all my comments showing up? I only see Leon, so I see Ready Up, I see Always Wonder About Kylo Ren's Potential, then I see Message Deleted, I see like 2 message deletes, or retracted. I think that's what I see, message retracted. It's okay, hello there. Welcome, fam. Welcome, Ready Up, my guy. And then I see, I see something, I see this stuff about Anakin. Were you talking about Kylo Ren? And you definitely feel like he's way more powerful than the movie showed? Or are you talking about Anakin? Yeah, sometimes, you know, when I watch the streams, I also see your comments being retracted or deleted. And I'm not sure if that's like a you thing. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, the same stuff says about Anakin is yes. And I think Kylo is much more powerful than people want to admit. I actually think Kylo is up there with Vader. But that's my personal view. And damn, bro, I wish we could watch movies so I could show you and dissect these videos. So I don't think so. I don't think Kylo looks weak at all, Bugsy. I think the only movie that he looks weak is The Force Awakens. But Kylo Ren incredibly deceives Snoke, and I don't think a lot of people understand how incredibly strong he is. You know what, bro? That's it. We busting out The Last Jedi novelization. 1 second. All right. So as I look for The Last Jedi novelization. And this is one of the reasons why you should always read novelizations of books or movies that you don't like, because sometimes you don't know what you're going to find. Now, I'm going to read this quickly as possible, because there's actually a very great excerpt about how exactly strong Kylo Ren is. And I'm talking about the throne room part because the throne room is a pretty good scene to understand how strong Kylo Ren becomes. Because remember now, in The Force Awakens, he killed his father, so he's extremely conflicted, right? And then you guys know about him getting shot by the Wookiee crossbow, and the Wookiee crossbow in that movie is literally showing everybody like flying backwards and getting destroyed, and it's also like hitting people so hard in terms of velocity and force that it's shattering the damn stormtrooper armor that's there, which we've never seen in Star Wars. We've never seen that like shatter like that. So Kylo Ren tanks it like a monster. Then he also gets hit by Finn, and then of course he loses to Rey. Of course he does. Rey's the main character. And then fast forward for The Last Jedi. Yeah, he's crying, which was also not really a great look for Kylo. But the Last Jedi, in my opinion, is also Kylo Ren's best movie because it's starting to show he's trying to become himself, right? Let the past die. He's really having more of an identity. And I think he's more of a powerhouse in that movie by far than The Force Awakens. Then when you get to The Rise of Skywalker, bro, he absolutely humiliates Rey on the Death Star wreckage. Like, it's not even close. That whole fight is anything you could do, I could do better. And you see Rey jump over the wave, he jumps over the wave. You see Rey stop the lightsaber with the Force, he does the same thing. Then you see her jump out of the wave again, and he says, F it, bro. I'm not just going to do the same thing that you're going to do. I'm going to do one up. And he walks through the damn tidal wave. The whole thing that this Force sensitive, right? Someone who's supposed to be overpowered, that people are saying is a Mary Sue. Kylo Ren walks through the whole damn thing. Not only doesn't get, like, thrown off the freaking wreckage, but walks through it like nothing ever happened. Goes through it. Humiliates Rey to the point where she's shaking in her hands because the shockwave of like literally colliding the lightsaber is so strong that it hurts her hand. And you could ask Daisy Ridley, she actually says in that scene where she shakes her hand, she actually did hurt herself. So they kept it in the cut, which I think is even cool because it puts more emphasis on how strong Adam Driver's lunges are when they're hitting each other. And then right before Princess Leia is able to stop Kylo Ren from doing this, he's about to kill Rey. Like you see, Rey is literally on her knees and collapses because he's just too strong. This dude's not even breaking sweat. He's a beast. He's a monster. He's extremely durable. In that same movie, he gets thrown by the Emperor, who's incredibly powerful, who's draining them like he's goddamn Nihilus. And he falls. He falls into this like hole that looks like it's like Exegol hell, and then climbs out of it. He's durable as hell. He's probably more durable than Vader, which is crazy. Kylo Ren, I feel like yes, the sequel trilogy is not the greatest Star Wars movies, but I think a lot of people look over a lot of the details that make Kylo Ren actually a great character. Yeah, because he is. He's pretty damn awesome, and I really wish we had more time with him. But I really want to read you this part where everybody in the throne room is terrified of what's happening. So I think it's in chapter 27. So let me check this out real quick. Well, her eyes were located. Okay, so they're talking about the Raditz getting blowed up. So Deej and everybody's there. Okay. Okay, let me see what this is. All right. I think I found it. Okay, so I'm just gonna read this. All right, and you guys listen. So this is after Kylo Ren and Rey team up, and they just killed Snoke. And this is what the book describes what's happening. And I hope this is the correct one. So let me see. Snoke's Praetorian guards advance on Kylo Ren and Rey in silence, and their faces concealed by faceplates of their helmets. Rey could hear a hum from their bladed weapons and realized edges were enhanced by the ultrasonic generators. And there was something else, not a sound, but a sensation she could feel, as if a throb in her teeth and sinuses. That was familiar from Jakku somehow, and after a moment she realized what it was. It was an intense magnetic field, probably generated by the guard's armor. If proximity to affected Rey this way, it had to be more of a source, constant pain of beings encased in that armor. So she's describing that the Praetorian guards are constantly in pain because they're dark-sided, right? So, yeah, Kylo's awesome. I love. Don't get me wrong. I don't. They're not my favorite, you know. But I also think that there's some good in them. So, damn it, man. Where is this? Raised her feet. She expected lightsaber, great weapon, but merely blocked. Ah, oh, man. Where is it, bro? Oh man. So I don't know if this is it. Okay, here we go. So Rey, so the Praetorian guards are coming at Rey, and she's trying to gauge their power level, right? Each by one. She's like, wow, they're very strong. Like they are extremely strong. She doesn't know if they're gonna make it out alive, but then she's getting really scared and intimidated because she starts to sense something that is even more strong and dark and full of pain than the Praetorian guards. And so it says, she sensed Kylo Ren's excitement and his hunger, as if he were a beast finally freed to confront his tormentors. And that's what she was sensing. The darkness that she didn't know was, she thought it was Snoke that was still alive. She thought it was the Praetorian guard. She didn't know what it was. And then it turns out, while she's in there, she's fighting, she realizes it's Kylo Ren. Bro, like, that's aura, bro. That's when people say Kylo Ren is weak, bro. I was like, I don't know, dude. He's a beast, bro. She's literally sitting there like, oh shit, what is? Oh, it's Kylo. It's the guy that's got my back. That's crazy, dude. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I Last Jedi is like my least favorite Star Wars movie. So, yeah, man. But even still, there's some really great stuff in the novelization that I really enjoyed. That help the movie. Don't fix it, for me at least. But if you like it, bro, that's awesome. I'm just not one of those people. That's all. Leon says, I watched the What If video earlier, and Ben Solo summoned a storm of the Force and had lightning strike at the Jedi Temple. So the Jedi Temple, is that from the Knights of Kylo Ren comic? I don't even know if we got confirmation who did that. I think that we had thought the Emperor did that or Snoke did it, but I don't know if it was ever confirmed if anybody, because he definitely did it. That was the whole thing. It was set up like he destroyed the temple, but he didn't. Somebody else did. I think I have those comics somewhere. I'll have to find. When he froze the blasters at the start of The Force Awakens, had me hyped. Yeah, man, it was cool as hell. Hello there. It was so cool. I love Kylo Ren. In fact, I hope there is some way that they can bring his character back, man, because I love that character so much. I mean, like, I feel like if you're not in this new movie, right? And please, guys, I know that these movies are not liked, but let's do our best not to attack them like everybody else does, right? It's okay. We can critique. It's fine to critique. I just don't want to continuously talk negatively about them like everybody else, okay? But I feel like there is a couple things that they need to do when they bring these characters back in these stories. They have to bring back Finn. You have to bring back Finn. Kylo Ren has to be some form of Force ghost, mentoring Rey or tutoring in some form. Not that she like needs it. It's just like I just want him to be a part of the story, you know. And yeah, you know, they just need something else. I feel like something else, whether it's like the Vong or Grisk or something, you know. I really am so into the idea of the Rakatans, you know, and the Qua and all those things. I think that there's a lot of stuff that they could do. Even Wamu, or Waru, sorry, Waru would be really cool too. An interdimensional being from the New Jedi Order series. You know, Exar-kun. You know, I think that there's so much that you can do, but there needs to be a great villain and a great vision, and that just wasn't part of all of this. You know, I really feel like everybody would be more into the idea of continuing these character stories if that was a part of this. You know, but I would love to hear your guys' view on that. Leon says the channel is called Pente Patrol. You guys may have heard of him. I have never heard. I've never heard of him. But I don't go searching for Star Wars content creators anymore. Hello says, funny, I don't like the sequels, but Kylo was always sick. By the way, whenever I delete my comments, it's because I made a typo. Oh, okay, that's cool. All right, I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't happening. So like YouTube just didn't like you or something. I was so glad. Dude, I was 7. I went to the theater to watch it. Time flies. That's crazy. For Last Jedi? Last Jedi was what, 10 years ago? No. Last Jedi was 2019? 2018? 2018. 2018 or 2017? 2018, I think. Because I know it was literally like one of the first movies I saw. Yeah, I was like, it was literally the first movie that I saw after I was homeless, was The Last Jedi. So it was like the first movie. I was like, welcome back. And it was really cool too, because it was also the same movie theater that I saw when I saw like all the Star Wars movies that I saw, actually. All of them. Force Awakens to The Phantom Menace. Yeah. Yeah, 2017. You don't search for other Star Wars YouTubers? No, I don't. I like Choco! Speak of the devil! So good to see you! Ready up! Yeah, no, I like... Choco's really cool. I like... Choco's the homie. I really appreciate Choco. I like Element. I like Obi-Wan Kenobi on TikTok. He's really cool. Really enjoy him. I'll watch Star Wars Explained every once in a while. I really love Even Nova. Even Nova is like my first content creator. I subscribe to him. But I don't watch too many. I think it was 100% KOTOR I watch. I like their videos. Their videos is good. I'm not sure if I know the channel, but I'll see them. But I kind of just stopped watching Star Wars YouTubers. It's just a lot of drama. You know, like it's no longer about Star Wars anymore. And that's the thing too, is like a lot of people are like, well, George's Star Wars, and I get you, but you know, Star Wars to me is what I like, you know? And if I like something from the sequel trilogy, I like it from the sequel trilogy. If I like something from Legends, I like it from Legends, you know? That's Star Wars. That's in my headcanon, you know? The High Republic exists, but so does Knights of the Old Republic to me. You know, that's in my headcanon. They are both there. So is Bane Path of Destruction. So is the Clone Wars animated series, you know? It's just stuff like that where I'm just like, I like this. Oh, I didn't like this? That's okay. There's all these things that I like, you know? It's not okay, per se. It's just, you know, I'm just not going to talk about it as much as everybody else does. Yeah. Yeah, Baldy1 is a great dude. I love that dude. Yeah, he's really cool. Talks to me in DMs. That's another thing, too, is, like, I reach out to so many people, and and I just have a problem just, like, trying to pretend like everybody's my best friend, you know? But a lot of people just don't reply, and it's mostly because of their, you know, protection. If there's ever some issue that they ever do, like someone doesn't like them, you know, it's just that everyone's kind of out for themselves, and that's very safe and fine, you know. So I totally understand. But I usually like to hang out with people that like to hang out with me, you know. That's usually how I do my stuff. But a lot of times, you know, I don't talk or reach out as much anymore, especially in the last couple of years. I think 2022. I just like stopped reaching out to people and interacting just because I had so much happen to me in that year. So I just kind of just went back and went into like the corner of my own and started just making videos and everything went from reaction to lore videos and then to shorts and short form. I'm consistently on, I want to say like a few times a year on Dyad with Element and Chaco because they're some of the only people that could tolerate me in the community. So so yeah, that's why I really enjoy them. But yeah, there isn't too many people, so that's why I just haven't watched too many YouTube channels. You know, that's about it. But what do you guys do? What do you guys look up? I mean, is there someone I should be watching? Is there stuff you know? Because that's the other thing too. Is like The only time I'll ever watch other people's content is if like, oh, this is what this person, how they edited this. Oh, interesting. Oh, this is how they did. This is how they talk about that. Okay, cool. Maybe I should think about doing this, but with my own twist. You know, that's really the only reason why I watch other content creators now. That's really it. I don't really care. Oh, Hello Greedo is another one. I really like Hello Greedo. I think Hello Greedo probably has a very similar mentality as I do when it comes to Star Wars and how he views things. You know, I actually think that we have a lot of similar opinions on a lot of things. Your shorts are killing it, but I haven't seen one in a minute. Yeah, man, they struggling across like all Instagram Reels and TikTok right now. YouTube Shorts is fine. YouTube always does awesome, but TikTok for some reason is something doesn't like it. I don't know if it's because my voice is that people think my voice sounds like AI. I get a lot of people that talk about AI slop and this AI sounds terrible or something. They always think I'm an AI. So I was thinking about trying to put my face back into the videos in some form, but I don't know, man. I love showing the art and giving credit to the artists from Legends Continuity and New Canon. So, but yeah, Chago, don't you have a stream? I thought you guys usually do stuff. I thought Diet usually does stuff on Tuesdays. I don't really watch Star Wars creators beside you. Well, thank you, Bugsy. I appreciate that. I'm glad I'm not a side chick. You know. I appreciate that. I don't watch any DBZ creators outside of you, bro. You know, you're the only person, man. I do wish. I tell you one thing, man. The one thing that makes me want to have so many, the one thing that makes me want to have so many Star Wars friends is because I want to do a Stephen A. Smith Star Wars show. Like, I just want to go in and yelling at these characters, you know. Like, I saw one the other day that was a highlight of Stephen A. Smith as if he just had seen the Cell Saga, you know, but he was talking about the Knicks, and he was just going out, what are we doing? Get some, come on, we got a ball! Why are we playing defense? Get back on offense! You know, and it was just so funny, and it was just like the Z Fighters just got their ass handed to them by the Cell Juniors, and I was laughing so hard because that's literally what I want Star Wars. I just want to go in. You talk about you're the chosen one, but you get your hand cut off in Geonosis by Count Dooku. What are you doing? You're supposed to be a Jedi, but you with Padme. How are we gonna do that? Prophecy of the chosen one? Oh my, you know, like, so I've always wanted to do that in my own way because I'm very passionate. You guys see my reactions, I get crazy. You know, Bugsy has to deal with me when I message him. You know, did you see what this guy said? What the, you know, this is crazy stuff. So, you know, Exar-kun find Luke Skywalker in the Temple of Yavin. You kidding me? That dude can ball. He can go in. It's Exar-kun. He's been aura farming since 1998, buddy. You know, so I love that mentality when it comes to Star Wars, and you're talking about the most powerful Jedi, the most powerful Sith, you know, the greatest of all time, the GOAT, baby. So I would love to see that. I would love to see you and Mace. I would do, bro. He is like before TikTok. I love Mace so much, man. Sometimes I look at guys and I'm just like, I want this motherfucker to be my best friend. Like, that's how I feel. You know, it's also really bad too because, you know, my best friend had like passed away when I was homeless. I didn't know until like 2 years after, when I went to go hit him up one day. It's just really complicated. My life was like really detached. So I like miss that part, you know? Like, he was my brother, bro. Like, straight up, you know, he was my, not like my actual blood brother, but he was my bro. You know, so I've always felt like I've missed that part because we were always doing stuff. You know, I don't know if you guys ever see Scrubs, that show Scrubs with the doctors. You know, he was my Turk. That's basically what it was. He was my Turk. Yeah, he used to call me Vanilla Bear all the time, even though I'm Hispanic, but I'm white. So it was always hilarious. But he was my boy. We stayed up and watched stuff. I bought him Star Wars: The Old Republic to play. He never could, because just as how life was. You know, you're struggling when you're young. But that was my boy. So I've always brought in that passion that he had because he taught me how to react. He taught me how to be a human. You know, so when these guys, you know, when your boy ends up on Nerderotic's channel and they're saying that he's not genuine, you know, they're not just insulting me, they're also insulting you know, my dead best friend that taught me how to react, like just like literally be human and be excited and passionate about things, you know. So it's always very frustrating to see those type of things, just because you're happy and you're excited, and then people criticize that. But even with that criticism, I still want to go a step further, because that's probably the content I would be making if he was alive, if that makes any sense. Yeah, JD's here. Yeah, dude. Well, because I didn't wear glasses back then. You know, I only started to wear glasses in the last like 7 years of my life. Because of all the sun damage, apparently, because I played so much baseball and football. But yeah, you know, so that was funny. And I know I was this, you know, skinny kid back in the day. So it's just, I mean, I kind of still am, but yeah, that was always the thing, you know. It was always really fun. Yeah, man, it was good stuff. There's always another one that was like that. My favorite, other than you, was World of Geekdom, but he's not that big of a Star Wars fan anymore. Yeah, I understand. A lot of people have been moving away or just finding other stuff. Sometimes you just, you know, you go and do something else. But yeah, I love Mesa Windu, bro. Like, honestly, when I think about doing these things, I literally think about doing that with my friend Bugsy or Mesa Windu, or you know, like, yeah. You know, it's just people like that where I would not know these people exist. You know, and it's that's why I love making content. That's why I do the channel, because people like that exist. It makes me feel like, bro, we all could have been like sitting at lunch together. You know, even someone like, you know, Theory or Stupendous Wave and Eckhart's Ladder. You know, people that, you know, are very polarizing to bring up. If there was a time that we all could have existed and talked and chilled. May not have agreed with everything that we said, but we all could have engaged in a simpler time, you know? So it's stuff like that where I really appreciate how Star Wars can bring those people together, us together, in some form, you know? So it's really awesome that even people in this chat, where it's only 7 or 12 people, however many are watching the stream, can watch and enjoy the show and just talk about their favorite character or their worst experience as a Star Wars fan. So it's really fun. Yeah, man. You're my favorite Star Wars content creator since I opened up to anything. Thank you so much. Hello there. I really appreciate you, bro. I hope that you keep being here, man. I really appreciate that. I appreciate all of you guys coming into the Dark Temple, visited by Mara Jade, Luke Skywalker, and Kyle Katarn, and still me the Force sensitive like yourself. Chaco, if you have time on a Sunday or a Monday or whatever you have time and running back, please, bro, listen to the new podcast. Season 5. I know, so many seasons. Woo. No, please, because I edit it a certain way now, and I'm actually really trying to put my all into it. So even if you listen to it for like 5 minutes, see any of the season 5 podcasts and a topic that you like. Oh, the Jedi Kidnappers. Are the Jedi Kidnappers. That would be a great one for you, an Element, to listen to. But I do it with sources, and I would just love to see your guys' view and anything, and just like, hey, you know, the audio is kind of weird, or this is kind of annoying, I don't know where you're going with this. Anything that you can say will help me improve the podcast, even if you only listen to it for 10 minutes, fam. Choco says, by the way, before I was Dark Choco, I was Choco Bear. Yo! I think I remember that. I think your email was Choco Bear? Or something else. No, okay, no. I remember what your email was because of Respawn. And I said you probably should change that. But I also remember at a time, I don't know if it was your Discord or something, but I remember Choco Bear. I do. Yes. Leon says, this is off topic, but you look like Paul Dano as the Riddler. Paul Dano as the... What? Hang on, bro. Is that from the Batman? No. Bro, if you ain't calling me Discount Adam Driver, we got a problem. All right? But please don't be this guy. Please don't be this guy. No, I don't like that guy. No. We're gonna skip that. No, delete that. No, edit that out. No. Bugsy, highly recommend the podcast to anyone who hasn't listened to it. Thank you, Bugsy. Appreciate you. Yo, hold up. Choco was a part of Respawn? Yes. Choco and Element were a part of Respawn. Well, partners, affiliates. I believe I got them both. I was trying to get all the Star... I even sent chairs to Star Wars Explain. I got them. I did it. I got them. I think it was for both... I think it was both Molly and Alex that I sent, just because I just really appreciate their content, and I was always trying. It was my version of like helping the Star Wars community, and I was trying to get everybody a chair, bro. If you're a content creator, and I knew you, I was like, hey, bro, I'm going in. I'm getting you guys a chair. And then I got laid off like a year later. But that was okay. That thing's gone now. You look just like him. No, I don't, Leon. Dude, no, bro. No, I don't. That is so lie. No, I do not look like this guy at all, bro. No, I got 4 eyes, bro. They don't work. You need to get your eyes checked, Leon. No. I'll show you who. All right, there's a character. So, everybody. All right, hang on. Everybody that I am in extra real life, because of my hair, they always say I look like Discount Kylo Ren. All the time. Show me. Every time. And the other person, when I was in high school, I'm trying to find the other actor. Who everybody always said I look like this guy. It was this guy. This was the guy. This was the guy everybody was saying I look like. This was the guy. All the time. That was him. Everybody was saying, and I remember it was crazy too. Yeah. No, the whole time. And it was so annoying because when I saw the damn movie, oh God, when I saw the movie, this guy dies in the movie. He dies in the movie. And he has the same name that I do in the movie. That was it. Those are the only people have ever said that I look like it. He was also in fourth Die Hard movie, I think. Yes, he was. Yes. Good Lord, clean up your desktop. Yeah, I know. I know. So it's all audio files. I have cleaned it up. I should definitely delete it. It's just work and everything else, and I keep it there. You know how they say a genius is like messy? Yeah, I'm messy, but I'm not a genius. That's exactly how it is. We were supposed to talk about power levels today, guys. It's already 9. Oh, man, but I got some good videos coming out. Tomorrow is going to be a really good video about... it's going to be so good that I don't even know what the hell it's about. It's going to be about the Rakatans. I really like the Rakatan stuff. And then the day after that is going to be the Jedi, the first Jedi lightsabers, I think. What's known about the genesis of the Jedi and the lightsabers? Yes. Also, guys, new pickup. If you guys see this at your local thrift store, please get it. New Essential Chronology is a pretty amazing book. It's up there with Jedi vs. Sith Essential Guide. Really good stuff. Probably going to be doing a lot of... I really want to... Look, I want to do sequel content. It's just... It's so hard to get views. For me, I've seen so many people do such good job. The Kylo Ren comic got a bunch of views, but it's something about the way... What I'm doing, something that I'm doing is not... I'm not like a sequel guy. Like, and what I mean by that is like... Sequel trilogy fans or new canon Star Wars fans don't want to subscribe to my channel. And I see it all the time. Anytime I mention anything, I get downvotes. People are just flipping over. It's just not working. But I want to make this work because I want to talk about Kylo Ren so bad and the things that I like. So I'm going to keep trying to do that. But also this book is amazing too. Star Wars Archives. Check it out. I'm actually going to get the original trilogy one. A lot of content, guys. But let me know. Any questions before we go? I'll take questions for another like 3 minutes. And then I'm out of here. And I'm going to go play some Marvel Rivals and yell at people. Because that's what I do. That's what I do. Bugsy, are you off tomorrow or do you work? I think you work tomorrow. Yeah, I think you go to work. You're off until 11. Because Inter Miami plays tomorrow, so I would love to watch that with you. But we have a cold front, so I may call off. Okay, cool. If you call off, yeah, so Inter Miami's game starts at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. I sent a side by side in the Discord. Oh no, I don't want to be this guy. I don't think. No, man, you are destroying my confidence, sir. I don't think we look alike at all, dude. His face is not. His face is more round, bro. No. I will not believe this, bro. No way. He's got different hair color. Nah. No. Nothing against him. It's just no. Thank you. Hello there. Have a good time, fam. Samus Prime said, if you were president of Lucasfilm, what kind of projects would you want to do? All of them. Give me all of them. I've actually been secretly working on stories for Star Wars stories. I have about 6 that I've made that are finished from beginning, middle, and end. One of them that I'm working on is like one that I would be. This is gonna be episode 10, basically, or episode 12, right? Or episode 13, yeah. This would be one, and it's supposed to be like 10,000 years after the Skywalker saga. It's a pretty great setting, but I'm not going to give away any of my ideas or anything, just in case, where I have that one time where I can do this. But I have a lot of stories, animation, live action, really pretty good ideas, I think. Of course, I'm biased, but genuinely, I think these are very good. Very, very good, which is why I'm not telling anybody anything, and I'm just writing them by myself. I'm not a writer, but I have ideas, and I'm doing the best I can with those ideas, Everybody starts somewhere, right? But you would also see a huge uptick in video games. I have nothing positive to say about the video games, the video game situation for Star Wars. It's not that the video games are bad. I didn't say that. It's just how much money Lucasfilm can be making with video games, and they haven't done it. Why isn't there a hero shooter? Why isn't there a fighting game? Why isn't there a strategy game? Why isn't there an FPS game that is supported and consistently sustained every single year with consistent updates? Why isn't there an MMO? I can go on, but I don't want to go on because I don't want fuel for people to make videos off of this stuff. For them to be like, yeah, he's right. We should be negative. It's just there's so much opportunity. And no matter what anybody wants to say, Star Wars is one of the greatest entertainment franchises of all time. And it's kind of wild that we don't have a lot of that, what I said right now, in this time where everybody wants to print money, Sounds pretty sick, fam. You should do is share them when you're done with them. Yeah, absolutely. Probably not. But if there's ever a chance where I know that nothing is going to happen with them, then I'll probably upload them or something. The Rakatan Empire in live action would be an unforgettable experience. Yeah, I think there's even more than that, but even then I think that there's so much more stuff that you can use, stuff that's ideas that have never been evolved. When I read it, I say like, this is my Star Wars story, and I can't believe it hasn't been done yet in Star Wars. And there's a lot of. I'll give you a general idea. If you can mix Interstellar with Star Wars, maybe a tiny bit of Power Rangers and spaghetti westerns and Kurosawa, but generally Interstellar and Star Wars, and a lot of like New Jedi Order with ancient Sith Lords. The dawn of Korriban, but 10,000 years after. I would say that's where a lot of the stories are going. That's what a lot of the stories are. So, and when I write it, it sounds amazing and I get chills. So, but I'm just a guy, so it doesn't matter. Dawn of the Jedi movie should be 3 hours long. I don't disagree. It should be biblical. It really should. There was the Masters of the Teräs Käsi, yes, and PS1. Yes, Teräs Käsi, yes, which is also referenced in Solo. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, man. It's just like, when you look at this stuff, they could have one of the most giant esports and everything. Look at Marvel Rivals. It's not hard. The IP is there. The lore is there. There's nothing restraining you from making these characters from both Legends and new canon a part of it. You could put Kylo Ren and Jason or Darth Caedus literally on the same team. You could put Darth Malgus and Darth Vader on the same team. You know, like, it doesn't matter. Get these characters out. Let people put it. You are literally catering to both sides of the fandom. All sides of the fandom. You can even have what-if characters in these type of games with DLC. It's just like, bro, like, the money is there. I would love to see Starkiller and Secret Apprentice go one-on-one with each other in some stupid video game timeline that makes no sense, that nobody cares about. We just want to play. You know, it's there, bro. Give me Marco Ragnos. Give me Tulak Horde. Give me Naga Sadao. Make a character that's only ever had a name, you know, and put him into the game and make him one of the greatest characters in the game. And then people want to see stories of him. Like, bro, it's all there. You have 40 plus years of expanded universe. Let's go, bro. You know? Let's go. Yeah. Come on. You got multiple eras, man. There is nothing as fleshed out as Star Wars. It's crazy. But that's just me. I'm very passionate about it, and I think that they could just... I'm only upset because I know that they are capable of doing something better. Much better. But then again, I'm a fan at the end of the day, and also, you know, that's just the issue about being a fan, is you see the flaws and you still love them at the end of the day, you know. But yeah, guys, thank you for being here. I hope you guys listen to the podcast every Sunday, and they're on YouTube, they're on Spotify, anywhere that you could listen to podcasts, they are there. Please go ahead, fam. Thank you, Bugsy. Thank you, Leon, Samus Prime, everybody. As you freaking know, man, coming into the Dark Temple, visited by Mara Jade, Luke Skywalker, and Kyle Katarn, and so many of the Force Senators like yourself. I'm Lord Dagovere, fam. And I'll see you around. Deuces.